Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. We find ourselves once more in the map editor. We are editing an island called Hobbs Rest, which will be our new home island once we're done with it. Now, there's a few things we need to go through to kind of get this island finished. It's looking pretty nice at the moment. It's got to be said. So basically when we started, we had no real idea of what we were going to do. We ended up through serendipity creating this island here, this little headland and the little rock arch, and then we created this little cut through after creating a stone circle. And it's been a kind of a nice relaxing little adventure, just putting this island together. Then we created some Iron Age ruins. We've got this little trench thing here. We've got these ruined roundhouses with their little fire pits. We've been making ourselves a little river, little stream, little freshwater stream there, which comes from this little spring. We created a barrow with a little doorway, little mysterious entrance. And we've created some swampland over here, mangrove swamps with trees that aren't actually mangrove trees. And it's good. It's good. But I was looking at the map and I was thinking, hey, we've been playing this map for a long old time. What happens when we've explored all the islands? We're going to be putting this home island into a map that has been thoroughly explored. So I'm going to say, if anyone out there knows how to refresh a single island tile so it has a randomly generated island on it, I think somebody was saying there might be a way of doing that. If you could post in the comments just exactly how you do that, because I have literally no idea. Somebody said put a boss tile in and then delete it, but I don't know how to delete tiles once you put them in there. And there doesn't seem to be a way of like automatically generating. I mean, we might just have to suck it up and regenerate the entire map, which wouldn't be a loss when we go back into it. We'll take this island with us. We might put some supplies on it, kind of quietly, just to keep the narrative going. But otherwise, this episode, what I thought we could do, and we've done a lot of work to this island. There's still a few things that need to be done to it. So this path goes to essentially nowhere. It goes to a beach, which is nice, but it has no purpose. So we need to give it a purpose. We've got this big old flat beach here, which again really has no purpose. These big old beaches are for landing rafts on in like very, very quickly. If you're being chased by a shark or if weather's going bad, you need to get onto the island. You don't want to be crashing into rocks and stuff here. So you need ways of landing your raft safely, and that's what these inlets are for. However, I'm thinking, we could probably do a foliage pass. That wouldn't be a problem, and then tweak all the other things afterwards. That would kind of neat. I have been looking at the update, the latest update on the experimental branch has come out, and the boys have been busy. I believe it's Ben and Sam, and they've done a ton of stuff. There's quite a few new plants that have been added. So aloe vera is in. Coconuts have been repurposed. They give you hydration, but they don't give you food. That's going to be an interesting one. So maybe a lot more fishing in your Stranded Deep games. But yeah, there's more medicinal plants, which means we won't get those because they are being added to the map editor. We won't get them until the next main update. So it may be worth holding off any sort of putting this island into the world until the next main update and then sort of adding those in and then popping into the world. So we might be here a little while longer. Okay, fine. It's not a problem. There's no problems. There's sort of beautiful solutions and happy little bushes, shrubs. So what we're going to do is we know that the pine trees have an item limit. They are limited in their item-ness. I have been also reading the patch notes, and the patch notes say that for the 0.39 experimental, they say that they fixed placing placing buildings over palm tree stumps. So if you say, oh, I want to put a building here, but there's a palm tree in the way, you can chop it down and then put a building over the top. I think that's what that means. Also placing it over low shrubs. So I'm guessing that the foundation, if you can get it over on one of the lower shrubs, then it's not going to interfere with building placement, which is really neat. So that's stuff to look forward to. This area here is kind of, it's kind of a meadowy area. I really need to put this map into the game just to have a little look and see exactly what's going on in terms of accessibility, in terms of what it looks like with grass and stuff all over it. That'd be cool. I don't know what it's going to do performance-wise. So let us, for the time being, just start putting trees and stuff in. These boys here, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fly to the moon because that's just how the camera works. We are going to just, I think we're just going to put these trees in and just see how they feel. Let's do this. Let's go a little bit, I want to say a little bit Yulbury, but nobody's going to get that reference. Yulbury is a scout camp near Oxford in the United Kingdom. And, well, if you've ever been there, then you'll know about Snake Lake and the tale of Enoch, which is a fighter pilot who crashed there during the war and goes around looking for a new head because he got his head chopped off when he crashed into Snake Lake. Yep, which is why you should not be awake and wandering around outside of your tent after a certain time, because Enoch might come and get you. Not that that's a story to make Cubs and Scouts and guides and brownies and beavers and venture scouts. Probably not venture scouts, because by that point they just don't care. Shut up and go to sleep. Nope, absolutely not. So we are just putting some pines in. We always thought, hey, this area could be pine forest. That's not a problem. What we're going to do is really get the old. No, I'm just looking at the height of the trees. As you put them up and down on the terrain, the tree height is going to go. Is going to be a little bit more varied. If you just put them next to each other, the same tree, then it looks like you've just cloned it. You got the clone brush out, and you've just put two trees identical size next to each other. That's not great. I mean, it's not the worst thing you could do, but it's not great. So we just give it a little rotate. I think we're just going to keep these boys vertical because I don't feel the need to put them over. You can, but in general terms, forests, especially where trees tend to be quite close together, you tend to find that they are pretty much vertical. So that's not really an issue, especially pine trees. Other trees might fall over. I mean, there's no with these guys. It's really cool because you can just go, oh no, it fell over in a storm, and then put a bit of rock or something there, and it kind of looks cool. It kind of looks cool. It's not a climbable object. That would be just too big. That would be ridiculous. We have clipped into the world, my friends. We've clipped into the world. I don't think it matters too much. You can have it off to one side. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should just vary the old. Let's do that. A little tiny bit of rotation. There we go. There we go. Oh, what am I rotating there? That's not fun. That's a rock. That wasn't that rock either. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just move them slightly. Just give them a slight. There you go. So they're not all pointing straight up. Yeah. Want to do this one as well? Why not? Absolutely, why not? So what we're doing is we're throwing these guys in. The plan was also to put some stuff here as well, so we can do that. Here, it's going to suddenly change the feel of the island. Well, that's the plan anyway. What I want to do is make sure all of these are actually in the earth as well. I don't want the bases showing. Maximum reached! Oh! Okay. So maximum number of the large trees has been reached. That's okay. It's fine. So we'll put some more of these smaller ones in. It's not a problem. And we will press T, get it down, a little bit of R, rotate, and just... Whoops. Oh. It's It's an interesting thing because it's going to create a lot of shadow as well. And apparently that's going to help with sunstroke. Maximum number reached. Oh no. Oh no. So what we'll do is put... it's not going to be too bad there. Let's do that. A little bit of rotate. Rotate. Fine. One over here. Are all these now at the maximum? No, because look. Is that... We can put more in, and it's going to go maximum number reached. This is weird. I've noticed this before, and I don't think it actually has like an effect on the game. It's maximum limit reached, maximum number reached. Okay. Okay, so we're kind of throwing the forest in, and it's just like, oh my god, oh no! You're looking at it, and it's like, oh, it's terrible, it's terrible. Bear in mind that actually what you're going to be seeing is down at this level anyway. So it's not going to be absolutely terrible. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You'll see mostly the trunks and stuff. So that's what you'll be seeing. Maximum. Okay. So this one probably what I'll do is put it over here. There we go. Because we've got these trees over here, and it's there we go. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Right, so that's max. That's definitely max this time. Right, okay. Cool. So we got these guys in. What we can also do is put in some more palms. So we need the palm trees. So we've got palms. So the palm one is enormous. Well, that's enormous. But it's good. What are we going to do? We're going to put that there? May as well. I still favour the idea of putting the palms around the outside of the island. Maybe following the sand around the inner areas. Just because that's the way we've always done it. And you know what they say? It's because it's the way you've always done it, you may as well keep doing it. No point in changing. That's exactly how tradition is formed. And nobody has ever had a problem with tradition at all, ever. Tradition is one of those things that never changes, even though thousands of years may go past. And then you find yourself wearing a colander on the 17th of any given month, talking to a picture of Queen Victoria. On your head, by the way. That's where you put the colander. Queen Victoria, very famously, she was a queen of the United Kingdom. Not the first queen, I believe. Who was before? We had Mary, Elizabeth I. There is another queen. I can probably find that out, actually. What do we got? Henry, John. No, I have a. I'm not going to do that now. We're looking at the sea. That's where the camera ended up. Yeah, I have a ruler with all the kings and queens on it. It is super interesting. It's just fascinating that you can put all the kings and queens onto a ruler. A ruler's on a ruler. That just represents like a load of people's lives. It's just amazing. It's it's one of the things about history, especially history podcasts. You listen to history podcasts a lot. Oh, I do anyway. And you find that it's like, oh, this person was alive then. Okay. This is what they did during their life. This is who they married. These are the kids they had. All this sort of stuff. And then they died. It's like, you've just summarized someone's entire life in like, I don't know, in 30 minutes? That is astonishing. It really is. So we're just throwing in trees and stuff. Ugh, the camera. So I'm not doing this deliberately. I'm not even hitting shift. The camera, when it gets close to an object, woof, it slows down just like that. And then when you move away, it gets faster. And then when you get further away from like terrain, it goes even faster still until you get about up here, and then it sort of stops. So this is essentially what this is going to be. This is the first pass for foliage. So this is all the trees and stuff going in. It's not the final pass because we need to carry on and do some more. But what we're doing is just going around randomly putting in trees and things. And what I'm doing is putting them near other trees or objects and stuff. So they're going near stones and they're going near the edges of the beach and stuff. So what I'm not doing is just going, oh, you know what, we need a tree here and we need a tree here, and just popping them all actually in places where people might walk. And the reason for that is because if we go here, you get a nice pathway. And it's not natural. Of course, it's not natural. Nothing in here is natural. But it creates these paths. And so you're following them and you get like these shady avenues. Shady avenues. Like avenues with shade, not avenues that are shady. That would be that wouldn't even be an avenue. That would be an alley, a shady alley. Ooh. Not to be confused with Ali Sheedy, who was in... Oh, that was Breakfast Club and War Games. And was she also in... Oh, was she also in Short Circuit? I think she might have been also in Short Circuit. Which, if you haven't ever seen Short Circuit, is an amazing film. If you like robots and stuff. Definitely go and watch Short Circuit. It's brilliant. It's quite old now. But still holds up today. Yeah. So we're putting these trees around. We've already put quite a few in there. That's nice. I like putting them two together usually. Just a pair of trees. For reasons. No, you can have single trees. You can do whatever you want. If you're making an island, you can do whatever you want. You can put palm trees on the top of a mountain and it wouldn't bother anyone. Me, I just do what I've been doing. So we'll do that. Do a little rotate so they're not all... Yeah, we'll probably just put some in the middle there. Maybe? Does that break our little design thing? Because we were like, you know what? We were going to keep this clear. I mean, the rocks there kind of suggest these channels aren't going to move. So, I mean, we could do that. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. Let's be rebellious. Let's rebel against ourselves. Because if you want to rebel against anyone, first of all, you do it against yourself, and then think, oh, that's not really good, actually. I didn't like the way I did that thing to myself. I don't know where I'm going with that. Palms everywhere. Have we gone around the island yet? I usually go around the island in a manner that's probably clockwise or counterclockwise. I don't know. It does help if you go around like in a clockwise or counterclockwise fashion. Just go circle the island and then through some more trees and stuff in. That actually helps because you don't get lost. But then I'm talking to a microphone. It doesn't... Yeah, you're going to get lost anyway. I'm not going to put a third tree there because there's these items here. I don't want to kind of box them in. We might do something. Maybe we might put plants or something there. It's not really an issue. We could probably risk throwing a palm tree on the grass there. Is it going to affect our kind of design? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Throw a smuggle one in there. Don't know. The reason I'm not putting anything here is because we haven't done anything here yet. So it's just a quick pass. This is literally just a quick pass to get some stuff down, so we're not just looking at a blank canvas at the moment. Obviously, stuff like this, we're going to need to do something here. So this might actually be a pathway. We might throw in some cliffs or some rocks or something. Again, I'm thinking we'll probably punch this out and put a lake in there for sort of fishing. I know we've got the sort of river here, but it might be a good idea to have something there. Or we could, you probably level this off. So it's good for farm plots. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll think about that. We'll leave our subconscious deal with this, and we'll come back to it because we've got this cool little tree and its little rocks and stuff that we put in. Yeah, it gives a reason for having this here as well. If you're like, hey, there's some flat area here or some not so hilly area, you could throw some farm plots down here. That might actually be neat if we kind of level that off with this. That might actually not be a terrible idea. So there's like an obvious area where you can throw in your farms. There's an obvious area where you can throw buildings in or do whatever you want, or you throw a dock next to the edge of the bay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we are throwing the camera around. I'm really sorry if everyone's getting motion sick, but we have a job to do, and we're going to do it well. And since there's no multiplayer, we can't give the other fella a hand, so that's something we can't do. I said that, and I bet nobody gets the reference. It was that was the theme tune to "Live and Let Die," which is a James Bond film by Paul McCartney. So, yeah, always a reference. There's always usually a reference in there somewhere. This kind of island thing needs a little bit of a touchy touch, so we're going to put that there. Okay, cool. The reason for putting trees against the cliffs is just to break up the cliff. Literally, just you got grey. Oh, you got a tree there. Nice. Just kind of the foliage just breaks everything up very nicely. We could even put one here. In fact, we might put a slightly larger palm here. Okay. And then probably switch over to another tree. Oh, what tree are we going to use today? I don't know. Is it a ficus tree? I believe it might be. Oh, come on, you didn't think we were not going to be using the ficus. Ficus is great. I love this tree. Oh, this tree. Oh, this tree. I love it. Yeah, it's just good design, actually. I don't know where it came from. I don't know its history. Probably look up on the wiki. It's like, oh, this tree was fashioned after the perennial something or other of, I don't know. But it adds quite a lot of interest. So as you're walking along, it's like, oh, that's kind of nice. You get the God rays coming through the leaves. Where's the sun? Ah! What? Wait a minute, what's that? Hang on a minute. Clouds. Wait, what? Is that straight edge there with the clouds? Is that another box over there? No, I'm assuming that's just procedural generation just has made this very straight edge to these clouds. Weird though. Okay, because it used to be they did dabble with a fog system or a mist system, so that each of these squares was shrouded in mist until you ventured into it. If you weren't playing at that point, but you could tell which squares you had and hadn't gone into, not only because there was a fog bank, but because the clouds didn't render above it. If you had procedurally generated clouds, so that's a thing we've just sort of talked about. Cool. So we're just throwing these trees in places where they just feel right. So obviously make sure the roots are all in the ground because it's got a complicated root system. And I don't really want them leaning over too far. Just keep an eye on the three branches that kind of, two of them lean in the same direction and one doesn't. But I think that'll be fine. We can just give it a little rotate and see what happens. There. Does that feel good? Is that the same freaking place? No, it's not. I think it's actually slightly different. That's not a problem. I like that. I like it. It gives you some. Let's raise that up slightly. Cool. I just like the idea of it hanging out over the beach as you're running along. So you'll be like pop, 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 just whatever your footsteps sound like, and you'll be like, oh, this is great. And you've got these lovely shade and stuff. That's cool. Okay, cool. So we've got this down here. We have nothing up here. Do we actually want to put trees up here? Probably not. What's this going to look like? These are the choppy down ficuses. Yes. Yes. Ficus is a resource. Who would have thought it? Okay. Ficus tree 2 is just like a mass of trees. Which I believe you can run through. I'm not entirely sure if it actually impedes motion. So let's get rid of that a second. What did I just get rid of? Did I just get rid of a rock? I think I probably did. I didn't see what I got rid of. I think I got rid of one of these. All right, well, let's clone it. Let's do this. Make sure it's in the terrain. Let's pull it forward a bit, rotate it. There we go. Gee, that's a terrible thing. It's very hard to know what you've got selected at any one time because there's no icon, like visible icon that comes up that says, hey, you've got this selected or that selected. It's like, nope. And even if it did come up, the only person I have to blame is myself. Because I'm a very firm believer of if you've done something stupid, you just put your hands up and say, yep, I did something stupid. And you take the blame because you're not a kid. Right. Unless you're a kid. That rock again. That rock. That's a different rock. I can tell. I've seen many rocks in my time. Yeah, look. That's a tree. It's the wrong tree. I want to select this. Is that? Okay, cool. Oof, we got there in the end. All right. We'll move this way. Pull it up. Can we pull it up? All right, okay. I'm just playing at the moment with these ficus bits and pieces. It might not be a good idea to have this on the top of the hill. We could get rid of it if that's the case. I probably will get rid of it. So we have scarred our land for no reason whatsoever. Oh well. What a delightful issue, conundrum, problem. So yeah, these guys need to go in. We probably will use that ficus 2 to create some. It's a bit of an awkward shape. That's the problem. Ficus 1. Hey, come on, give me the thing. Give me the thing. Right. Okay. Yeah, because it creates a little bit of a canopy. That's the thing I like about these trees. They're good at giving you that lovely canopy. Canopies. Not a canopy. So what do we got here? We got that clipping into a branch, probably. It looks a bit awkward. We're going to have to rotate it. Okay, fine. So we will do that. We will rotate it until it feels less awkward. I believe this cameraman. I believe it's going to be around there somewhere. So if we press T, at this point we're just kind of fitting it in, like a little bit like a Jenga block, in with all the trees that we've already put in. Now you probably wouldn't get deciduous trees and evergreens together like this, mostly because these pines are going to drop needles, and the needles are acidic. So you'll probably tend to find that the deciduous trees will lose out in time, but it doesn't always happen like that. I know a fair number of places where you can see deciduous and evergreens together. So these roots aren't in the ground. That's going to be a quite annoying thing. Let's see what it looks like when we're actually on the ground itself. How do we know where to put our face? Well, that's a good question. We're not going to hit items, we're going to hit structures. We're going to get a door. There we go. There's a door. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Oh, look at this world. This is what we're going to see when we're down here. This tree is really tall. Okay, that's not a problem. I believe we can just pull it down a little bit. Good. All right. Door. You have served your purpose. You may now be gone. Just make sure that is the actual what we selected. Be gone. Good. Nice. I'm just looking at this. So stuff like this we might end up smoothing off a little bit more. I think what we'll need to do is come back and give it a little look, a little test, and see how it performs, how the map performs, and all that sort of stuff. Is that okay there? I'll tell you what, we'll just leave it to settle in our minds. It might not be okay. We might say, you know what, that looks ugly bugly, and we need to move it around, and I'll get rid of it. And then, you know what, we can do that. That's not a problem. Where is the other ficus? We are scrolling with a mouse wheel we could just grab this and move it up and down with the left mouse button. We don't even need to scroll. That's a terrible thing. That is a terrible thing. What about here? I love it when you get these things and you hang them over the edge of a cliff or something. That's always cool. Always cool. You know what? That might actually be quite good. Except it is kind of clipping into that tree, but that's okay. That's okay because we can just move this tree. Yeah. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just move the tree? There we go. And this one. That is a tree? That is a tree. All right. Now, where are we going to move this one? We are going to move it... No, that's a rock. Oh boy. Let's make sure the rock's back to where it was. Basically what I don't want is the trees, branches all sort of being smushed together. That's not a good look. We have done forests before because we did it on the last map we made. And it actually ended up quite nice. Real nice, in fact. What we're going to do is push that in there, I think. Yeah, okay. That's good. Because we moved it, we need to make sure it's actually in the ground. And it is not in the ground. No. It is now. Good. So we've got that. We're not kind of impeding the pathway in there. It's like, oh no, we've impeded the pathway. Oh no, we can't see a way in. No. We haven't made any sort of unpleasant shapes, I don't think. No, I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be absolutely fine. So we've added this here, and it's like, oh no, what's this going to look like? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Trees and stuff grow all over the place naturally anyway. We're going to throw some rocks in as well. And it's like, oh, hang on a minute. You've already thrown a lot of rocks in. Why are you throwing more rocks in? Are you crazy? Yes, probably. And yeah. Well, it's to block line of sight, essentially. What the main problem with running around an island like this is if you're running around and you're like, doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Unless you've got stuff like this to block line of sight, or hills and stuff to block line of sight, the island is going to seem very, very small. When we started, it looked tiny. It looked absolutely tiny. There was nothing here. It kind of looked a bit like a dinosaur or the Millennium Falcon. And now we've got a load of stuff here to block, essentially block line of sight. So we can't really see too much. But if you stand here on this beach, you can kind of see the headland over there. And it's like, well, that's great, but do you want to be able to see that? If we blocked line of sight using a cliff or something along here, or a big boulder or something, it would actually make the island seem a lot bigger than it actually is. We can also put another few fence posts and some rocks and stuff in, just to give this place a look, just kind of reinforce that Stone Age look. We've forested over these ruins, which actually makes it kind of a little bit more natural, less kind of obvious. Speaking of more natural, less obvious, you know what? We're going to have to move you, my friend. There we go. Yeah, you went down, didn't you? Down. There we go. What is going on here? Not too bad. Everything's okay. Another ficus tree in. Cool. 3 ficus trees there. We are going, well, mad with the old ficuses. I don't really want to go too mad. From the afar, does it look like I've spray canned the island? Does it look like I've gone over with a clone brush? Not really. It's looking very different now to how it looked at the beginning of this episode. It looks very, very different. It's you've got all this stuff, and now you can kind of see that this foliage is now helping to impede the vision, so the player vision from one side of the island to the other, and it kind of just makes this look a bit more. Well, the forests make it look a little bit more. What's the word? Granular? I don't know. So we focused on stuff like this. We built very detailed things, and now we're kind of hiding it with woodlands, with forest, and various bits and pieces. But it's kind of, yeah. Apart from this tree here, I'm not sure this ficus is really where it needs to be. It bothers me. It really does. It bothers me. Let's do this. This is the point at which we can do all this sort of changing and moving around. That's better. Is that going to be leaning out over the path? Actually, that is much, much better. Infinitely better. If we raise it up a little bit, so we got the roots showing, because it's got this lovely roots on the bottom. We just need to make sure that nothing is actually poked out of the ground, and it's not. That's good. Oh, that's much better. Just moving it maybe a meter or so in game. Nice. So we've got these kura trees, we've got fruits and stuff. One of the things we will need is to put fruits and stuff down. Now we've already done a little bit of that here. So it's like, hey, here's some ruins. There's a fruit tree in the ruins, so you've got to come and sort of explore them to find the fruity fruits. That's good. So we've got the kura. I think I'm going to put another one. I think what I'll do is actually end up putting them in ruins and stuff. Is there anything in here? I thought we'd put one in here. We didn't. We put a nana plant in here. Okay. The kura is quite a big plant. What is a bush? No, bush. What is it? It's kura and kwawa. I think kwawa is the smaller of the two. Let's put kwawa in here. We're having a hard time navigating the old metal ship. No. Oh yeah, kwawa. There's one there. That's a kwawa. Okay, fine. It doesn't really matter with the fruits because I don't mind putting loads of fruit shrubs down on an island. That's not a problem for us. It does kind of look out of place there. There'll be grass and stuff around it. I mean, for us, there'll be grass and stuff around it. For other people, there might not be. Not a problem. So what we'll do is we'll throw another kwawa down. That's the sort of pear-looking thing rather than the kura. So do it here. Do it here. There we go. A little rotate. There we go. Done. In fact, what I might do is just make sure that's actually a little bit more vertical. There. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Okay, cool. That's better. So here's a sort of an obvious handmade area. Oh, there's some fruit here. Here's an obvious handmade area. Here's some fruit. Okay, obvious handmade. So these obvious areas are going to or should, after, say, not us, but another player would come along and say, "Oh, I found some fruit in those ruins. Maybe I'll look at the other ruins. Ah, there's fruit there. So maybe I'll just go and try and explore and find all the like handcrafted stuff. And oh look, there's fruit and things. So that's cool. Gives people a reason to explore. So we'll do the same with this. Pop that down. One of the things we haven't done is put like rocks and other resources down. So kura everywhere. So let's pop this down somewhere where it's not too obvious. Yeah. Okay. So it'll rotate. And that's obviously stuck in the ground. Cool. Brilliant. So yeah, hey, there's some ruins. Explore those. Explore that. Explore those. Nice. This area is deliberately... We haven't done anything with that yet. We haven't put the trees in there yet. Because you need to keep a mental note of, hey, people might want to build areas to build on. I mean, you still build on the beach. Huge areas of beach. We're going to do something with those anyway. Other places where there should be fruity fruits of the seas. No, that's in the sea. All right, well, there's potatoes and stuff here. That's not a problem. Apparently they're changing potatoes, and experimental potatoes won't poison... Well, I'm assuming they won't poison you, but you won't need to cook them, because currently you can cook a potato. It takes forever to cook, and I think it goes bad real quick. So that change will be quite an interesting one. This here, this bothers me. So let's hit this and change the time. Okay. Just looking at it, the shade, it's just like the specular. Is it specular on the water? It doesn't ever go like properly shady. The water seems to always reflect a little bit of light on it. So it never has that sort of cave-like look just because of the water. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not as if a player can actually get in there and go, oh no, it doesn't actually go anywhere. That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It matters nothing to me. Vienna. Right. What else have we got in terms of big trees, big shrubs? Because we'll need to do all the big shrubs, and then we can do all the small shrubs. And that's kind of the way we do it. So a few more palms in. Why not? Let's do that. Palm 3. So resources chopping down, turning into wood and stuff. I tend to leave them actually. If you happen to be on an island, I tend to just leave the palm trees alone and go and harvest them from another island if you desperately want wood. You can have some, you can chop a few bits down if you need to set something on fire, I guess. Or need the sticks to finish some building off. We did put some of these yuccas down in terms of resources and places. Ah! Oh boy, that camera. Yeah, sure. So in terms of resources and stuff, I can't remember where I put the yuccas down. I'm pretty sure there was more than one. There is more than one. Where is it? Where's the other one? It's not here. I don't know. Am I going mad? Mad? Oh, no, there it is. Oh, nope, there it is. And a little fruit tree, obviously, because, hey, you come and explore this thing, there's a fruit tree. In fact, there should be a fruit tree on this one as well. There is. Good. Well, yeah, and some logs. Good. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's actually, yeah, so that makes that worthwhile exploring. It makes the other island worthwhile exploring. That thing is worthwhile looking into if you like potatoes. These ruins have fruit in them. This stone circle has fruit in it. The cut through has fruit in it. So yeah, everything has little pathways and stuff associated with it. Everything has, so here's the pathways. Good. I think we're okay. We're actually on course. We do need to, now we've done this, we do need to tidy up this pathway here. I think we need to tidy up this pathway here and make this sort of suitable for, definitely suitable for farm land, as it were. And something with this, and then we can just do the beaches here and here. I think we're very close to actually being done, you know? I don't know if there's too much more we want to do. We need to do a second foliage pass, certainly for the lower stuff. So that is things like the smaller plants. So throwing in the nana plants and various bits and pieces to just kind of give you some ground cover. But you know what? Let's do that. There we go. That's looking not terrible. It's not terrible. But you know what? I might leave it there. So if you're watching the series and you're thinking, oh, this is really good. I really like this. I'm kind of getting a bit of enjoyment out of it. And if you really do talk that way, definitely drop a subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment or whatever. And you know what? I will catch you next time.